Hi guys, my name is Moran and welcome to my channel where I gather for you different stories from Reddit and either marvel at them or try to give some advice. Usually it's MIDF subreddit, and today I've got for you a couple of stories that have one thing in common. When I read them, the only question I had is, why are these people like this? So without further ado, let's dive in. Am I the asshole for continuing to sleep nude despite my neighbors being able to see into my bedroom? So I'm 28 years old dude and have been living in my house for a few years now. One of the main reasons I chose this place was because my bedroom faced east, allowing me to wake up to the morning sunlight. Most mornings I wake up before my alarm goes off just because the sunlight coming through my window wakes me up. There used to be a tree line that provided a natural barrier between my house and any potential neighbors, so I never had the need for curtains or blinds, along with the fact that they are expensive as hell for the nice ones. Recently, my neighborhood expanded, and most of the tree line my bedroom was facing was cut down to build new houses. So boom, then a house was built right across from mine, and their window has a clear view into my bedroom. I've always been comfortable sleeping nude, and it wasn't an issue when there were no neighbors around. But not long after the people moved in, the father from the house came over to my house and pretty much told me to stop being nude in front of my windows since his family can see inside my bedroom. He wasn't nice about it, but he wasn't mean either, just matter-of-factly, like he gave me an order. I fully expected it to be done, like I was a kid or his employee. I was somewhat surprised, but understood his concern, so I made an effort to be more mindful of my nudity when in view of the window. I stopped cleaning and making my bed before getting dressed. I'd hop out of bed, walk into my closet, and at least put on shorts, then go about my morning chores. That being said, I still sleep nude and occasionally end up being visible to the neighbors for a brief moment after waking up. The father came over again, leading to an argument between us. I told him I was trying my best to be considerate, but there's only so much I can do, and that it's my house and I'm not changing my lifestyle because they moved in. He threatened to call the police and said I was being a menace to the neighborhood, whatever the hell that means. So, am I the ass for continuing to sleep nude even though my neighbors can see into my bedroom? No, of course not. I mean, it's your house, it's your life. You're not obligated to change your whole routine for people who have no right to tell you what to do. And I am actually admiring that the author tried to be considerate and that he changed to some degree the way he's behaving out of the goodness of his nature, let's say. I wouldn't. I would be like, F you, look at me naked, I don't care. It begs the question from me, why are the neighbors like this? Who raised you the way that you think that you can just come up to the person and be like, hey, you have to completely change the way that you sleep and that you walk around your house just because we don't like it? And the other question I have, why are you looking? Why are you looking in other people's windows? Even if they are facing each other, it is strange to me that it is such a big problem for them. Maybe if you don't like it, you don't look at it. How about that? From my personal experience, I've lived in a couple of houses where I could see into my neighbors' kitchens and living rooms, and at some point even a bathroom, which was completely gross. But there is the trick. You don't just normally go looking at them. Of course, I mean, it depends on how close the windows are and how the visibility is, but generally, I think if you're not a weird person, you just try to ignore the fact that you can see something. Why are you looking? I would honestly like to see what would happen if that man called the cops. It is obviously very unpleasant for the author because, you know, this is insane, but I cannot imagine this going down in any other way than the cops showing up and being like, what? This is such a waste of time. And honestly, what does the neighbor expect the police to do? Give the dude 10 to life for walking around naked in his own home? Yeah, sure, of course, makes sense. Anyway, this got me hella confused. Let's move on to the next story. Am I the for not leaving a birthday party after I scared a guest? A slight bit of context here. I, 17 17 female, am a metalhead. My wardrobe consists of over 200 band shirts, black jeans, a trouser chain, and big platform boots. I'm also heavily pierced and have stretched ears. I've dressed this way for close to 5 years, my family are accepting of it, and it's just the way it is. A few days ago, it was my niece's 6 female birthday party. It was a mix of family and school friends being accompanied by parents. My mom and I got there a little late, so most of the people were already there, including Annie and her daughter Sarah, 5 female. The party was being held in the back garden of my brother's house, so I made my way through the house and to the back. The second that I stepped onto the patio, Sarah burst into hysterics when she saw me. I couldn't hear her fully, but I definitely heard "make her go away" somewhere in there. My brother led me and my niece back into the living room so my niece could show me her presents and Sarah could calm down. A little while passed and Annie came storming into the house. She asked if I could please leave the party as it wasn't fair that her daughter couldn't enjoy herself. She said that my appearance was scaring her daughter and that I should have thought about what I wore around little children. She kept insisting that I leave and let her stay there. My niece got upset, saying that she wanted me to stay because I'm her auntie. My brother agreed and said that if there was a problem, it was her job to take Sarah home and not force others to do the work for her. She spent 20 minutes packing her stuff, taking the birthday presents back, and mumbling expletives while giving me the side eye. You took back the presents from a little girl because you got mad? What a Karen! Oh my God. Some of the other parents at the party agreed with Annie, but most didn't care. No one in my family nor my sister-in-law's family took Annie's side. I felt bad, but I also felt like I tried to alleviate the situation because I was more than happy to stay inside to keep out of Sarah's way. Am I the No, not at all. That mother is just being vicious because there are moms who think that they have the right to rule over everyone else the second their child is in question or something like that. And also probably the fact that you're 17 played into it. For some reason, certain adults think that they can order you about because you're a child, but they don't seem to realize that, first of all, you are not their child. Second of all, you are a separate human being who already is capable of like self-awareness and communication. And I like this story because I personally empathize with it because I have a load of tattoos and I've been in those situations, not exact the same one, but similar ones where people were trying to be to me just because they didn't like how I look, they didn't like my piercings, they didn't like my tattoos, my clothes, whatever. And they were trying to take it out on me and felt righteous in it because they think this is wrong or something stupid like that. So you're definitely not the ass, especially since, like in the previous story, you tried to accommodate them by staying inside. You didn't purposefully scare her, you didn't come back out, you just stayed inside with your niece. I do not see a problem. And if that woman thinks that she should kick the birthday girl's aunt from the party because her child for some reason is scared of people in black clothing, she's just mad up. Okay, not your fault, not your problem. Probably better off without that friend and that person in your niece's life, because what the even is happening, honestly. And it's another question of, did her daughter never see people in alternative outfits? I cannot imagine that you are the only person who dresses like that in town. Even if you're the only one, does her daughter not watch TV? Does her daughter live like in a bunker? No. Why is she scared of you? To me, the only reason why she would be scared is because someone told her that people with piercings and tattoos and black clothing are scary. Now, I would think about that if I was that Karen. The cherry on top, the last nail in the coffin, is that she took back the little girl's present. What the is wrong with you? You can have a problem with the girl's aunt, with the girl's family, but your child is still friends with that child and you are taking back the present from a birthday girl. What type of Grinch are you? I want to say something else that sounds like Grinch, but anyway, let's just move on to the next one. I'm just gonna wish the strength to the author dealing with people like that, because it's certainly not the last one you will encounter. Am I the for not removing the Disney items from my house? My 35 female husband, 38 male, and I are what you would call Disney adults. We used to work for the parks in college and met there. For us, it has sentimental value as well as being something we both loved from childhood. Now, we are conscious not to be those Disney adults. We can hold conversations outside the movies and parks. We both work well-paying jobs unrelated to the company. We have other hobbies and interests. Our son isn't big on Disney, and we're cool with that. It is just something that we enjoy as well as our daughters. We nurture all of our children's hobbies and interests. We also don't blow all our money on this stuff. I know I may sound overly defensive, but we get a lot of comments from people who don't know us well. Anyway, we live in a renovated farmhouse on a bit of a land that includes a barn that we finished off with hopes to make it a guest house one day. In the meanwhile, we've had a relative get married here and it was gorgeous. Now my sister, 28 female, wants to get married on our property and we were all for it. Everything's been planned for months and the wedding is in June. It's set to be outside completely, but if it rains we can move the party into the barn. The only reason the guest would have to go into our house is to use the bathroom. We have two on the first floor. The only Disney items are Winnie the Pooh hand towels. I told my sister I'd replace them with regular ones. Wedding space has no Disney items. However, she wants me to take down everything Disney on the first floor of my home, as guests will see. We have a lot of Disney items, pictures, paintings, blankets, Funko Pops, decorations, figurines, dishware, etc. All made for adults, and a lot of it's subtle or vintage, but you can still tell it's Disney. One, this would be a massive undertaking. It's not as simple as shoving stuff in a closet. We'd have to pack it up and find a place to store. The sheer amount would require at least 2 hours of packing, not to mention storage and unpacking after. Two, it's ridiculous to me. Who cares if people see? She says it looks tacky and she doesn't want people to remember her wedding for that. I told her no. We are decorating the outside and barn as she wants. We're letting her use our property for free, which she keeps bragging about to her friends as it's saving them a ton. When my husband and I stood firm, she whined to our parents who told us to grow up and take it down. Do not take it down, girl. This is absolutely nuts, okay? Do not even think about it. You are not the asshole. She cannot boss you around and tell you what to do. Maybe, I don't know, you should paint your house because she doesn't like the color of it. Or maybe you should renovate the first floor because she thinks something there has to be changed. Why is she like this? I get bridezillas and whatnot, but this is crossing all of the boundaries, especially since A, there will be no Disney in the wedding areas. B, people do not even have the reason to go inside the areas where the Disney items are. And C, she's not paying for the property and now she's giving you more demands. And it's not you who needs to grow up, but her. It's wild to me that she has the audacity to use your property and then also dictate what you should take down, what you should keep, again, in the places where the wedding is not even happening. Literally, the audacity. If she wants everything to be perfect and to her liking and for everyone to listen to what she wants, maybe she should pay for the venue. That's my greatest trick for her. You're not the good job on keeping your interests the way they are. I love the energy that you are encouraging all of your children's hobbies, but also refuse to deny yourself the pleasure of like loving Disney and collection items because people are judging you. Good for you. Amazing. Tell the sister to The next story is milder, and it is am I the asshole for not letting my girlfriend use the same perfume as me? My girlfriend and I are in our mid-20s and have been together for 4 years. I just passed a milestone birthday and figured it was time to start feeling like a real grown-up and find my own signature scent. I have really strong sensory memories of my mom's perfume when I was a child, and I want to have a single scent to wear that will create scent memories for those around me. I have bought at least 20 sample perfumes to try out and finally found the perfect one. It smells amazing and it is so special, like warm grass and spicy herbal flowers on a summer day. Oh, that description was beautiful. I feel like it totally captures my personality and I love it. However, my girlfriend loves it too and asked if she could try it for a few days. After I got it, I let her use it to test it out and now she wears it every day. This stuff is not cheap, but more than that, I wanted it to be for my personal use, so I told her I didn't want her using it anymore. She got super mad at me and said that perfume isn't a big deal and why shouldn't she use it if she liked it too. I explained that I invested a lot of time and money into finding this perfume and I want to use it for myself and not share. She told me I was immature for not sharing. Am I the for wanting to keep this scent to myself? No. Something is up with your girlfriend. I don't see how she doesn't get it. Some people, I swear, they would not know the boundary even if it was drawn right on their nose. As a person who has a signature scent, even though I enjoy using different perfumes, I do support this idea that every person would benefit from having a signature scent, and it does create really special memories because as soon as you feel the scent of this perfume somewhere else, you will always remember that specific person. And it is a great way to complement your personality and to show your individuality. So for me, it is just unacceptable that the girlfriend is trying to like steal this scent because yeah, she can like it. Okay, fine. You can use it. Maybe sometimes. Or you tried it a few times. It's fine. But to just steal someone's signature perfume that is really dear to them, and again, the author actually did put a lot of time and money, though I don't think the money is that important in here, into finding it, and now she's just like, oh well, I'm just gonna jump on that train and we're gonna smell exactly the same. No big deal. Well, I think it's a big deal. If, for example, one of my friends told me that they're gonna use now my signature scent, I would be very pissed. I would be like, you can do that, but might not be my friend anymore. So pick one. Girlfriend needs to go to the land of Oz and ask for respect to other people's boundaries. And we are moving on. Am I the for not cutting my hair to match my knees? My 26 female brother Mike, 29, recently moved near me because of work. We are now half an hour away from each other. We were 4 or 5 hours away most of our adult lives and usually only saw each other during Christmas at our parents'. Mike is living with his fiancée, Sarah, 30, female, and her daughter from a previous relationship, Eve, 6. Sarah works from home as a freelancer. Ever since the move, I went to hang out at Mike's a lot because I miss him. Sarah and I got along okay, but Eve was attached to me from the start. She said I look like one of the princess dolls she has, thus our friendship was born. One of the activities Eve and I enjoy is styling our hair. Our hair is very similar. Long, blonde, fine and super straight. We enjoy braiding, curling and ornamenting our locks as Sarah has had short hair all her life and cannot style her daughter's hair beyond a simple ponytail. I don't see how one is connected to each other. She could learn. Maybe she just doesn't want to. Eve loved it when I put our hair in matching styles and we often went to dinner like that. My brother and Sarah thought it was adorable. A few days ago, an incident at school caused Eve's hair to be damaged. Sarah took her to the salon, but the best they could do was cut and trim her hair to just above shoulder length. Eve was crying and really upset. She said she won't get to play hairstyling and have matching hair with me anymore since her hair is short now. She said it's not fair that I will be the only princess in the family now. Sarah called me and asked if I can cut my hair to match Eve's so she wouldn't be sad. She said it will be a nice change of pace and our hair will grow back. I told her no, a trim of an inch is one thing, but shoulder length is too short for my liking. Sarah said I'm not being considerate as it will mean a lot to Eve to know her aunt matches with her. Mike said my hair my decision, but my mom said it would be a nice thing to do. I wonder if I'm the Of course not. That woman is fucking weird. Some people are just making me mad. The audacity. Yes, it is cute that they had this common interest between them to braid their hair and make matching hairstyles. Yes, it is very sad that the hair of the little girl got damaged and that she had to cut it and that she's upset. But there are about 10 ways I can think of to get out of this situation without making a grown-up crop their hair because it somehow makes them inconsiderate. I have no words for that, but the best ways, in my opinion, to get out of this situation would be first to tell the girl that it's not the hair that makes you a princess. You could tell her, you're super cute, now we can try all the different hairstyles for short hair because there is like a ton of them that you can try that you cannot do with long hair. You can tell her it's going to be a fun experience because she didn't have that yet, whatever. And you can tell her that she's still pretty even with short hair. It's going to grow out real fast because she's a child. They usually have it grow really fast, and that's it. No need to be weird about it with the aunt because that solution is certainly insane. There is a reason why so many girls are weird about their hair, and the reason is that it tends to break off, fall out. I have a lot of friends who complain that after they got to like 20 or 22, their hair stopped growing past a certain mark and they really want it to be long, but it's just not that way and it makes them very sad. So that request for a woman is very weird, okay? Not to perpetuate gender stereotypes. If you're a man with a long hair, I totally see you in the similar position, being upset that you don't want to cut the hair. I'm just saying that for a lot of women specifically, this is a very difficult request to fulfill, especially when the reason provided for it is absurd. Let's just move on to the last story. This is my personal favorite. I think it's the best story I've read in a long time on Reddit. Am I the asshole for not warning my hookup about the snake room? Okay, apologies for the clickbaity title, but that's literally what it is. I bought a house a year ago and living alone in a 3-bedroom house, I had plenty of room to spare. I have a pet snake, a ball python. She's full grown at 4.5 feet long. She's very lazy and chill and mostly just lays around under the heat lamps in her tank. But when I bought the house, I decided to let her have the run of a room since I had extra space. I sealed up the windows, door, vents, light fixtures, pretty much any crack she could try to squeeze through, and leave the top of her tank so she can roam around. I got some big pieces of driftwood and screwed them together to make basically a big cat tree for snakes. She loves climbing it and hanging out by the window. This sounds amazing. Though a lot of the time she still lays in the tank since she likes the heat lamp. I've also had a few aquariums and terrariums in there with my octopus and lizards, all very well covered to keep the snake out low. I want to see that room so bad. I've also got a sign on the door that says "No step on snake." I love it. So with that context, I had a guy over my house for a hookup. We'd met at a bar, judge if you want, but that was the situation. And for some reason, he went upstairs to use the bathroom. I told him where it was, and after peeing, went and opened the snake room door. I only noticed when I was downstairs getting us some waters, and he yelled from upstairs and slammed the door. He was yelling that there was a snake in my house, and I called back that I knew that was my snake, she's chill. He came downstairs screaming at me that I should have warned him that I was a crazy B-word for having a snake just out in a room that he thought was my bedroom. I asked him why he was going through my rooms anyway. I just said he could use my bathroom. He said he was looking for my bedroom because he assumed I'd meet him up there, but he was basically berating me for having a snake and not telling him. I said there was literally a sign saying the snake was there on the door, and he basically called me crazy again and walked out, saying I should have told him before he came over. I felt like I didn't need to, since it's not like I would have brought him in there anyway, and didn't think he'd just be going around looking in all the rooms. Like, that's kind of weird. Am I the asshole for not warning a guy about the snake room? No, you're not the asshole, because the snake is kept in a separate room where she definitely cannot escape from. The guy was being weird. Why are these people like that? It's a mystery of the universe. Why would you open the door in someone else's house when they did not invite you to do that? Why would you assume this is the bedroom? Because again, the author said they have 3-bedroom house. So I would think there are a lot of doors. Why would you open that particular one? And why would you go around someone else's house, again, unaccompanied by the host? I mean, maybe he was afraid of snakes, but at the same time, it doesn't give him the right to yell at her for that and call her a crazy B-word for that. Good riddance. The guy sounds like a nightmare, and also like a person who tends to get aggressive over small things. I don't know, maybe he's super scared of snakes, but I still don't think that's an excuse. I mean, I personally love snakes, and I think that snake room is amazing as it is described, and no step on snack is just top notch. I love it with all my heart. I definitely don't think that you have to warn anyone of anything if they're not expected to come in contact with it. I would definitely warn a person if I had a pet tarantula, just simply because tarantulas are usually kept in a glass terrarium, and usually it is in a visible spot. So like, if it were in the visible spot, I would warn the person. But if it was, for example, in a separate room, in a tank where it cannot escape from and where the person will never see it, I wouldn't bother, because why would I? You are not gonna encounter it anyway. And I'm saying that with a very heavy heart, because I am deathly scared of spiders. If I saw a tarantula at someone else's house without being warned, I would probably just die on the spot of heart attack, because I can't handle. But yet again, if I never see it, if I never come in contact with it, I don't need to know it. Okay, I would actually prefer not to know, because if I knew that my hookup had a tarantula in another room, I would definitely not come into that house. There is no chance you're getting me in there. So maybe the guy is also scared of snakes, and that's why he overreacted like that. But yet again, if he didn't go around snooping, he wouldn't have known. It's the definition of around and find out. He did. That is all I had for you today. Thank you if you're still here. I had fun with these stories today. I hope you did too. I will see you with another video real soon. Bye.